Good morning, everyone. Isn't this a beautiful Tuesday? Yeah, I have my windows open. Look at that. Forgive the dirty dishes in the sink. I'm going to be starting my husband's dinner here in a minute, and that's kind of his lunch stuff that he brought home this morning, and my coffee mugs and that kind of fun thing. But anyways, I just am ready to finish up Mindy's tutu, which is going to be fun, and I just need to tack it on to the little waistband, and I'll show you what that looks like. I hope I'm going to be able to get to that. But yeah, I'm going to try to finish that up because it's all done except for tacking it directly to the dress. And it is just a lovely day. It really is. There's a gentle breeze blowing. It's definitely cloudy and overcast because it rained a drizzly, not like a hard pouring rain, just a constant drizzle throughout the night. And they say it's supposed to get colder to the point where in a couple days or so, we could actually see some flakes of snow mixed in with the rain. But that's pretty typical for early April around here, and because we can't even begin to plant any outdoor plants that can be destroyed by a frost until the last week of May. So we are indefinitely in a later growing season. Anyways, I am, like I said, going to start my husband's dinner, and I'll talk to you throughout my day. I hope you have a good one. Today, I thought maybe you would like to know what I'm going to cook my husband for dinner. So, what's on the menu? Well, what we have is smoked pork chops. You know, what I neglected to tell you is when I got all those canned goods, they also had some smoked pork chops at an affordable price because they're usually quite pricey. And so, yeah, I picked up 4 of those. They came 4 in a pack, actually. But, so yeah, I picked up that. And so what I'm going to do is I have this, what's called basting oil. And it has, you can see the green, different things in there. It has, what does it have in here? I don't even know. Okay, it has parsley, thyme, and garlic. So that's what's in here. And I thought that I'm going to put it in a pan and I'm just going to gently, you know, brown them up with this basting oil. And then the other thing I have going is I had some sweet potatoes, some fresh sweet potatoes that needed to be used up. So I knew that they had some marks on them and I wouldn't really be able to bake them. So what I did is I just cleaned them up and then I sliced them. That way I could make sure that there wasn't any spots or anything on them. And I just have a very small amount of water in there. I'm just going to bring them to a tender and I will let that water evaporate out, and I'll just probably add a little bit of maple syrup and you can have that. And then I will be cooking him up some broccoli and cauliflower for a vegetable. Anyways, I'll talk to you after a bit. And there's his dinner. I certainly hope he enjoys it. I'm sure he will. I just wanted to show you something that I bet you guys did not know about me, and that is that I have a little bit of talent when it comes to curtains. And again, it's really not picking it up because it's just so much light coming through the windows, but I made these curtains too. These, I just couldn't afford the length, and so I went out, I bought a little bit of muslin fabric and made them myself. And these curtains are another thing that I made. I just couldn't find anything for these French doors that I would be able to just have a little bit of privacy, but not have to block any of the light coming through. And at the same time, I did not want to put holes in the door for rods. So I had found these are magnetic. They just stick to the metal door, and I just tie them up. So these can be at whatever height you want them to be, and then, or to cover the entire window. And there's our girl. Isn't she pretty? Come here. Oh, looky you, toodaloo-daloo. Yes, pretty girl. Oh, such a pretty girl. I hope everybody's had a very beautiful day, and you are continuing to have a very beautiful day. And today we are going to be continuing in Philippians chapter 4, and we will be reading verses 10 through 14. But I rejoiced in the Lord greatly that now at last your care for me has flourished again, though you surely did care, but you lacked opportunity. Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Nevertheless, you have done well that you shared in my distress. During the time that the Apostle Paul lived, there was a philosophy called Stoicism. And they based their morals and their ethics on pride, independence, and fate. The Stoic considered themselves to be self-sufficient. Yeah. But Paul wanted to teach us the importance of being God-sufficient. That our confidence is always to be securely rooted in the Lord and in His sovereign providence over our life. And today's devotion, it brings us hope, and it brings us encouragement in that whatever we face, we can trust and be content for what the future holds for us. Paul has been instructing the Philippians to rejoice in the Lord throughout this entire letter. And now Paul himself is rejoicing, as we read in verse 10. Which is actually amazing to me, considering that Paul is in the middle of a life or death trial. Yet here, in our first verse, he testifies that whatever he may need and whatever situation he was in, he was content. And then in verse 12, he divines exactly what it is he learned. He learned how to live on almost nothing or with everything. He had learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it was with a full stomach or an empty one. He learned through experience both abundance and need. And then in verse 13, he tells us the secret for living in these and in all circumstances, because he had learned that he can do everything through Christ, who gives him the strength. We also can endure and complete and cope with and manage all things through Christ, who also gives us strength. Because as one who enjoys a personal relationship with the Lord, we can face life each and every day when we look to the Lord for His strength. So live out in front of your family and your friends your confidence in the Lord and your contentment in whatever situation in your life you are facing or have yet to face. And love others by giving and sharing what you have. Just like the Philippian church helped meet the needs of the Apostle Paul, even though he was content. Let us do likewise.
let us share in what we have. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens, so let's enjoy it. And let's live out in front of everyone that we come in contact with our confidence in the Lord and our contentment in whatever situation we happen to be in. God bless. I'll talk to you tomorrow.